Good. You came back. I suppose I should acknowledge that with approval. Most people don't make it this far. They crumble somewhere between distraction and self-pity. But here you are, still standing. Barely, perhaps, but here. Don't get too comfortable. I'm not impressed yet. You've only proven that you can show up, not that you can learn. Today, we'll go deeper. We're going to train your mind to control structure, not just words. You'll practice the conjugated forms of the Hungarian verb to be. Yes, the one that's always hiding, waiting to expose your confusion. We'll also review word order, greetings, formal and informal forms, and a few subtle grammatical details you probably didn't even know existed. By the end of this lesson, you'll start seeing the skeleton of the Hungarian language and how it bends only for those disciplined enough to master it. Before we begin, a short announcement. My new mentorship program, Compass to Growth, is almost ready. It's not just about language. It's a system for improvement, a structure for mastering your life, your habits, your goals, my rules, your freedom. If you're watching this after the launch, click the link in the description. You can purchase access there. And with it, you'll receive a 2-month invitation to my community. Yes, the one you've been wondering about. That space is for those who are ready to engage, to apply discipline, to build something more than words. But don't even think of joining if you can't follow through. There will, of course, be homework at the end of this lesson. You'll do it, you'll post it, because I expect it from you. You came this far. Don't start failing now. Let's remind ourselves, or rather, let me remind you, that last time we went through the conjugated forms of the Hungarian verb to be. Apparently, that miraculous event has already faded from your memory. How shocking. Repetition, it seems, is not optional. It's survival. For your sake, of course, not mine. But fine, I'll indulge you. Again. I do hope this time you manage to keep at least a fragment of it in that wandering mind of yours.
Singular forms are én vagyok, te vagy, ő van, ön maga van. Plural forms are mi vagyunk, ti vagytok, ők vannak, önök maguk vannak. You see, the structure doesn't change because you're tired or distracted. It stays the same, waiting for you to finally remember it. But don't worry, I'm quite used to students who require endless repetition before a single idea dares to stay in their heads. Some of them even need to suffer through it again and again before the lesson finally burns deep enough to leave a mark. In addition to the usual pronouns, there are several more pronouns that correspond to you in English. These represent the layers of formal and informal addresses. For now, make sure to note that the formal forms ön, önök, maga, maguk are considered third-person pronouns. Thus, although they translate as you, they always use the third-person forms of the verb. As a result, the first few times you use them, you may feel like you are speaking about somebody instead of addressing him or her directly. A reminder, as we saw in the previous unit, personal pronouns may be omitted. They are required only when being referred to explicitly or contrasted with another pronoun. For example, én nem vagyok jogász, tanár vagyok.
Now, I expect you to say these forms aloud, slowly, clearly. Don't rush and don't mumble. If you stumble, start again. You'll know you've learned them when you don't need to think. They'll simply come out. Until then, you'll repeat, again and again. Now let's look at a few example sentences. Perhaps even the slower ones among you will finally manage to grasp something. Don't roll your eyes. I know focus is painful for some of you. Clarity isn't a miracle that descends upon the lazy. It's the reward of those who actually think.
So, here we go. Singular. Én amerikai vagyok. Te magyar vagy. Ő hátul van. Ön maga jól van. Plural. Mi franciák vagyunk. Ti magasak vagytok. Ők elől vannak. Önök maguk jól vannak? You can see that in the first and second persons, you must always use the verb to be, no matter if the subject is being described as a noun or adjective in the predicate. Compare this with the presence or absence of van, vannak. Note too that the predicate nouns and adjectives of plural subjects are also in the plural. Thus, they maintain agreement in number with their subjects. Finally, note the word order of the above neutral sentences. Always place a word meaning what kind of, like magyar, where, elől, or how, jól, immediately before the verb to be.
You see? It's not impossible, just Hungarian. That means it demands more from you than your short attention span and half-hearted effort. Most learners crumble the moment they realize Hungarian doesn't bow to their convenience. But you, if you insist on surviving, will practice. So let's see a short dialogue, and perhaps even you will begin to sound like someone who knows what they're saying.
Melanie introduces herself to the woman sitting next to her on the plane. Notice the formal tone of their conversation. Jó napot kívánok! Jó napot! Melanie Cooper vagyok. Ágnes vagyok, örülök, hogy megismertem. Ön magyar? Igen, magyar vagyok. És ön? Én amerikai vagyok. Meanwhile, Mike talks to the young man sitting next to him. Notice the informal tone of their conversation. Szia, Mike vagyok. Te ki vagy? Tamás vagyok. Örülök, hogy megismertelek. Magyar vagy? Igen. És te? Én amerikai vagyok. Zenész vagyok. És te? Én orvos vagyok. De jó, hogy van itt orvos.
Now it's time to test whether you've actually learned something, or if you've just been nodding along like a wind-up toy. From this point on, you will not be handed the answers with a polite smile. Don't even imagine it. You want them, you earned them. Go to my website and download the free supplementary materials. There, you'll find everything your struggling brain will need. Vocabulary lists, grammar notes, rule summaries, and yes, the precious answer keys you're so desperate for. But only if you take action. Now, let's see how well you really understand the Hungarian verb to be.
Translate these 9 sentences into Hungarian.
Let's talk about word order again, the invisible skeleton of your Hungarian sentences. If you've made it this far, good. You're still breathing. But don't relax. From this point, things will only get more intricate, and your weak little excuses won't protect you. You keep them close like a blanket, but if you truly want to destroy them, you already know what to do. Join my Compass to Growth program. My rules, your freedom. Try to keep up, even if your mind starts to smoke.
Compare the word order of the following sentences with respect to their neutrality versus the presence of the focus element like negation, questions, answers, and phases. Recall the focus elements must be placed in the position immediately before the verb, removing any word or words that would otherwise be there in a neutral sentence to a post-verbal position. Now, let's look at the examples. If this feels confusing, good. That means your brain is being forced to work for once. Neutral is, én tanár vagyok. Negation, én nem vagyok tanár. Neutral, te Tamás vagy. Question, te ki vagy? Neutral, az orvosok itt vannak. Question, hol vannak az orvosok? Answer, az orvosok itt vannak. Neutral, ti amerikaiak vagytok. Emphasis, ti vagytok amerikaiak, nem ők.
Simple enough? Don't let it fool you. The Hungarian sentence bends to focus, and focus bends everything around it. You will fail to understand this if you keep translating word for word from English like a helpless beginner. Now, since you seem to need endless repetition, I'll give you one more task. Rewrite all of the above sentences in the negative form. That means every single one. And before you open your mouth to ask for the answers, don't. You already know where to find them. Download the free materials from my website. Work through them. That's how discipline is built. Not through begging, through effort.
Szia, sziasztok. It's informal, said to one friend or several friends. Szervusz, szervusztok. It's informal, said to one friend or several friends, but very old-fashioned. Csókolom, usually said only by children. To older people, it is both formal and childishly friendly, expressing respect. Legyen szíves. It's formal and singular. Légy szíves. It's informal and singular. Köszönöm, köszönöm szépen. Kösz, köszi. It's more informal. Nagyon szívesen. Nincs mit literally means for nothing. Kérem, kérlek. It's informal or formal, somewhat old-fashioned, but very polite. Elnézést kérek, bocsánatot kérek. More formal with kérek. Pardon. It's formal and informal. Bocs, bocsi. It's informal. Viszontlátásra, it's very formal. Viszlát, it's both formal and informal. Jó reggelt kívánok. Jó napot kívánok. Jó estét kívánok. The above three greetings are even more formal with kívánok. Jó éjszakát kívánok. Both formal and informal. Never as a greeting, always as a farewell. A little bit more formal with kívánok. Jó éjt. A shorter version of the above one, both formal and informal, always as a farewell. You don't use kívánok with this one. As you can see, the words szia, sziasztok, szervusz and szervusztok mean both hello and goodbye. Use these words only with people with whom you are on a friendly basis, as they are informal expressions. Use szia or szervusz when greeting just one friend. Use the plural forms sziasztok and szervusztok when greeting two or more friends. Csókolom is an abbreviated form of kezét csókolom, a long-forgotten greeting that literally means I kiss your hand. It was used by men addressing women, but these days you will hear children using csókolom with adults of both gender. Adults may also use it with much older adults. When you wish to maintain a more formal relationship with people, like strangers, clients, and officials, use the expressions jó napot kívánok and viszontlátásra for hello and goodbye. This is always polite. And speaking of polite, don't be shy about using these expressions. When entering small shops, you will almost always be greeted with jó napot kívánok. Answer back with a quick but polite jó napot. A liberal dosing of köszönöm, legyen szíves and kérem goes a long way in creating pleasant encounters, though in your case it might just balance out the damage done by your accent and hesitation. When leaving the store, it is common for both the shopkeeper and the customer to exchange viszontlátásra. Yes, I know, in America you just mumble a half-hearted thanks while already halfway out the door. But this isn't America. In Hungary, you say goodbye properly, with words. Try it. It won't hurt much. Let's go over something small, something that you might be tempted to dismiss as insignificant, which is exactly why your Hungarian still sounds like it's been dragged through a blender. We are talking about the word is. Yes, that tiny innocent-looking word that you keep putting in the wrong place. The word is must always come immediately after the word or words to which it refers, the new information in the sentence. It is pronounced as though it is a part of the preceding word, thus it receives no stress. No stress, no drama, just quiet precision. Ez szótár. Az is szótár. Gábor magyar. Ő amerikai is. In the first sentence, the new information is not the Notion dictionary, but that, as opposed to this. In the second sentence, the new information is the fact that Gabor is not just Hungarian, but American too. He is a Hungarian American. And if you just said, "That's easy," congratulations, you've likely already gotten it wrong. And now, your homework. Don't look so alarmed. You didn't think you can skip it, did you? I want you to write a sentence in Hungarian using the verb to be, van, and another that include is. Simple, yes, but only if you actually understood what I just taught you. Type them in the comments. Don't skip it. I do know this. If you want to stop crawling through this learning process and actually master it, then get ready for my upcoming mentorship program, Compass to Growth. My rules, your freedom. It's not just about language. It's a system for building discipline, clarity, habits, and progress. Whether it's Hungarian, your career, or your entire life, it will give you the structure you keep pretending you already have. You will find extra materials, exercises on my website. And yes, that's also where you can join my community. You will either step in on your own or stay exactly where you are. And you don't want to stay where you are.